Hi. We are here to do the live update. I love when I get the wrong banners up, don't you? So how do we feel Divine Feminine? Okay, this is a Divine Feminine update. No, we've already done that. Anyway, let's get into the update. Those of you that have got a super chat in, thank you. The energy we're moving into is very interesting. I did say that I wanted to do a little bit of a mini update to do with the energy. How is your thought processes going? Are you feeling like you're going forward or going backward? Members, I will be. First thing that came to mind, point of reference, is that I will have to, during Mercury retrograde, PM the members on Discord as to the coaching session. The date it's going to be, the time it's going to be. It is scheduled, but again, because it's mid-month, it's like, okay, what day is that going to fall on? It'll be a Wednesday, but what Wednesday? So I'll PM you as to when that's going to be. It may be in the evening. Green's mention time. Anywho, so have we all been? Yeah, there is a lot of clearing. Oh, one thing I did say, especially to Giggle, was don't get rid of things right now. Pluto's really strange the way it's going to play out. I did say moving into May. We're still kind of reveling in that Aries eclipse, which is quite a large one. It's still going to play out in the month of May. So don't be surprised if subject matters in that domain are going through changes, transformations, which I do mention on the website. So although you guys will get your zodiac sign, that will be premiered on the 1st of the month. I believe it's in the evening, and all of them are coming out at the same time. So I think it's 8 p.m. I have mentioned that inside your zodiacs, but I also have an additional blog that goes a little bit deeper into it as well. So you get the video scheduled on the website, as well as, oh God, no, really? The card I got. I pulled some astrology cards up. I wanted to get deeper insight. And already the first one is, questionable. So, yeah, the blog post will be on the website. I'm just pulling the energy for feminine, masculine. I was going to say karmic, and I wouldn't be surprised. Look, during Mercury retrograde, the analogy I get is who let the dogs out. And it's always, it's always the thing where people are very wary to interact with a love interest or blast from the past. I always believe it's there for a reason. So don't feel that you can't. Don't feel you need to hide. Address these things head on. The other download I was getting yesterday was twin flame cycles and twin flame waves, and each one, for a while there, and this can be a psychic download that I've actually had, is that we all will go through an ascension process. That is unavoidable. You will come to a realization at a point in your journey that it's not just a 3D situation, okay? That we, and what do I mean by a 3D situation? Karmic cycles do come and go, but you move through them. But it's also getting to that space where you're like, it's a relationship. So therefore, some ill happened to me and therefore it's over. It doesn't quite work that way. I mean, listen to Katy Perry's songs. She talks about it, it's never really over. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, it's never really over. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's definitely work. You've got to readjust to, we don't realize how accustomed we have got to actually being alone. This light is on an odd angle at this point. So the card that I have so far is our commitment is being tested. Yeah, it makes sense. Why? Mercury's retrograde. We're going to have cross wires. Venus is in the house of Gemini. And is that a good thing? Yes, but you do need to be quite independent. Codependency is going to come up during this time. Insecurities and control-related issues are going to come up. Dirty little secrets, hidden things. Really good time to practice safe intimacy. And I should just say safe, but safe intimacy. So it can be intimate wounds, it can be, betrayals, it can be the betrayals that have previously happened. It's what can you directly depend on? How do you emotionally feel? Our own individual lives within our zodiac signs, those things also going on. This, I do believe, is the year where a lot of twins will come back into communication. There is a spiritual test that both parties do go through at a point in time. There is a pocket group. When you look back to 2017, if you have had some situations that really hadn't moved, you're going to find those individuals in their twin flame path are going to have some shifts. I do believe there was a point of time also between that where divine feminines went into a karmic cycle. Okay, now what can that look like? It could be entertaining a person. It could be believing something is safe. Sometimes there's lessons involved. Sometimes there's healing. You could have been single but still in the psyche, healing that and clearing it. And so that work would have been something that you were addressing. Oh, something's hidden. Okay. Makes about sense. You guys have come up with the, okay, in perfect divine feminine order, you guys have got the card of Libra. You do realize Venus is retrograde. So we're all thinking about our self-esteem, our confidence, our body, how we feel to do with intimacy and trust and change and age and retirement. And these changes, jumping in the deep end, a lot of us are going to be a little bit reluctant. We may expect that from other people, but we're going to be a little bit reluctant. Why? It's because Uranus and Taurus has made the foundations and the footings quite unstable over the last few years. And so there's this full card and tarot notion at the same time as feeling like we're not willing to risk it all. And, you know, change is going to happen whether we want it or not. That's a given. I'm aware of that moving into this month. I've talked to the members and Giggle Glimmer and also watching another person's ascension process. That's one big tip for the divine feminines is sometimes you will inadvertently be teaching that person through your own personal experiences, and you've got to know when to and when not to. Because sometimes what you're actually doing is trying to control it, their old patterns, and it actually stagnates it. So just keep that in mind depending on the current circumstance. Okay, so at the moment, the connection is being tested. This is the waters. These are the emotions. It's moon energy. The thing that we do need to understand, and definitely in my coaching practice, I've been saying this to individuals I've been coaching, is that in your ascension process, looking at your twin flame path, what you're going to find is if you've gone through a transformation, cut out karmic cycles, cleared the deck, and you're in readiness, you may personalize it because you are seeing something they're going through and it's going to inconvenience the journey. And that sounds like a real horrible way of articulating it, but it's the emotion and the psyche associated to it. Do you get what I'm saying? So if they effectively are closing something out, it's a little bit like watching paint dry. And you know inevitably it's going to dry, but you're watching it and it's irritating to have to go, now I have to wait for the paint to dry. I hope that lands. You know, by now you felt as though within this connection there would have been some blessings, and especially if you poured a lot of energy into that circumstance, you want to attract things into your life that are going to value you. Yet there appears to be some on the 4D and 5D, some negotiation going on. And I get this feeling it's almost like you're needing it to look a certain way. It's like, can you send me a contract and tell me that it's going to look like that? And if it doesn't, I don't know if I'm really buying into what you're selling. Because look, for some of you, it could have been that you've really seen the blessings. You poured a lot of energy into this. You don't want everything to be in vain. You're like, there has to be a reason why this is here. If it keeps coming back, if it keeps moving, is it ever going to reach that ripe point, you know, the apple on the tree? For some of you, there might have been a party that passed and there could have been their side, your side, something that came up emotionally. It could have been somebody's birthday. It might have been a social event. In your heart, there's chemistry, okay? There's definitely chemistry between the joint connection. There also could be this feeling that you know something's coming, but you want your blessings. You also want your own individuality. So something in the mix of this contract, it's like pieces of the puzzle. I'm saying psychically, pieces of the puzzle. And you can see what this big picture is, but you're also seeing a circumstance of a piece of the puzzle that isn't fitting correctly. And so it's a bit of a conundrum. This could be an individual for some of you. This could be a circumstance that is playing out. You're also having some goals that are popping off and coming to the forefront for you, and it's something of a soul calling. It's pulling you towards a soul calling. And in the mix of it, you're thinking, how will that fit in? How is that situation going to fit into that total dynamic? This could be a business project. It might be a personal endeavor you have. There's something in the mix of what you are currently doing or what you're moving towards. And it's kind of like, I'm hearing a term, a conflict of interest. Universe is also asking you to review the fact that you have your own personal needs as well. It's like they're saying, how are you filling your cup? How are you taking your life to happiness, to bliss? What is feeding that? What's feeding that? Let's pull a clarifier on this. Some of you are feeling as though this person in the past has treated you unfairly within the joint connection. There's wariness as well of surrounding energies, and it's almost like I can hear vultures. This can be a concern and a feeling of a threat. It can be in relation to a karmic test. The shoe does swap on the foot. So if a karmic cycle hasn't wrapped up, I'm kind of feeling if these individuals are coming back or coming out of the surface, I'm literally picturing, I don't know why this is coming, but it's like Lord of the Rings and Schmeagol coming out of the darkness. If that is happening, it's, the test is it going to work? It's only going to work if that person is resonating at that vibration. There can be closure. There also could be a financial entanglement for some. But again, it's like if they really value that, I really just don't see. I think it's more a fair-based frequency. It could also be a spiritual test for divine feminine to relate to the circumstance in a different way. This could be that you are trying to make peace with the karmic cycle, reaching closure, cord cutting. Yeah, it's a feeling that something's going to get like some of you are looking at this path and there's some sense of an obstacle, and you're having this fretful feeling that all the hard work that you put in, it's coming to cut your lunch. That's what I'm hearing. It's coming to cut your lunch. Okay, some of you more so, and I think this would land more so for those of you that are divine feminines in a karmic relationship. And that the karmic relationship doesn't have to be a romantic one. It can be a safe zone that you feel you're in. It can be where you're sitting, the people you surround yourselves with, the build up of that ecosystem that has provided you some sense of consistency. There's something in that, I'm hearing the term establishment, that is shifting. You could be looking at this person and feeling that, how do I explain it? You're looking at it like it needs to look a certain way for it to be safe to kind of plow a harvest into, or plow a crop into. And the guides are really talking in metaphors here today. We'll go with it. So future tense, I see you actually trying to picture each step, and it's like they're showing me a projector, and it feels like you're seeing these images of different things, different ways this circumstance can play out. And you're trying to mentally picture scenario points, okay? It could be making you very angry. Like it's almost like telling a child, don't don't ride the bike without a helmet and no brakes. Don't do that, because this hill's really steep. You're going to fall over. So spiritually, you're kind of you're projecting, right? You're projecting into the future. You're looking at it, you're weighing the scales and you're saying, look, I just don't, that feels risky, because there is also something around the cove that you're not seeing. And it's because of that you're linking it to a previous event. But there are the unforeseen, and the unforeseen I don't think necessarily are bad things, but I think because of your previous experiences, you potentially could be looking at it like, okay, do I have all the analytics? Do I have the map? It's a little bit like trying to travel during Mercury retrograde, and it's like, you're going to forget something. Something is going to come up. You could end up on the opposite side of the country, and then somebody is going, no, but that wasn't what we were going to meet. We were going to meet in Vegas. And you were like, no, that's not what we agreed upon. So the unknown, the unforeseen, the circumstances that can pop off, it can be causing anxiousness between both parties. I do feel Divine Masculine also is working through some things of karmic cycles. And these were things that maybe were delayed. These were things that weren't ripe to deal with at a point in time. And there could be tension, okay? There's tension. There's direct communication with one another. It could be very short in the way you're communicating, but the tension point is because we're wrapping up cycles. We're wanting some sense of assurance. We intuitively are very receptive to other people's energy. And that's not necessarily a good thing, especially if you are vibrationally out of alignment. We're actually not going to be seeing this. We're going to be co-creating and manifesting at a very poor level, and it's going to be pretty gnarly. There is going to be a change for the better, but there's going to be hard work involved. Some of you moving into communication, there can be a negotiation of pending reconciliations for some of you. Some of you, you are thinking that a circumstance or a karmic test is coming up that is going to delay that. That's for a pocket group of you. We've got marriage here at a foundation level. So interesting, because even in the journey, you tend to say to yourself, how do we commit to something that isn't really giving us anything? The crazy thing is when you look at marriage, what do they say the entity of marriage is? And, Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces can be noted as the spiritual marriage, but it's like the commitment, how it psychologically affects us, what our conditioning is, what our belief systems are. I think they're being reworked, they're being rationalized. It's not going to be your traditional marriage. That's what I'm hearing. And half of you would understand the reason why. Because if you've done the white picket events, if you've done the kids, no, it's not going to. And I just had ping in the air confirmation. It's almost like you're wanting something traditional, but you're also not wanting something traditional. I do feel some of you have had this conversation piece, and it's a renegotiation between two parties, especially for those of you that are in communication. You're like, okay, I'll be going down the right path, and I think at the moment, I keep hearing, and I have heard this for a few weeks, pixelated, and I think it's more because in our upgrade, there's a bit of distortion. That distortion is because we're morphing into this new zone. We're moving into this new zone. But as that is becoming acceptable psychologically, emotionally, physically, it sort of is like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, okay? At the same time, understand that whatever they're ending, you want that ending to become full cycle. If it's coming towards you and they're cleaning it up, which 90% of the time that is so. Now, what does that look like? That could be shared care. It could be waiting for a divorce to come through. I do feel during this Mercury retrograde, there is a potential of breakups. I'm just saying. I definitely feel there's radical requirements where Divine Feminine may be asked to jump in the deep end. But your life from where it stands will be shifting, okay? It's definitely going to look different. If you have an attachment, universe is giving the grace of meditating, but Pluto's coming. I hate saying that, but Pluto's coming. Okay, Pluto's like rotten wood. You've been saying this for a while. You've been delaying. You've been saying it's going to be all good. I mean, shit. Even Divine Masculine has the Capricorn as the crowning energy. And I told you, as Pluto goes retrograde and we have that Scorpio eclipse, we've got some pending tower moments coming. We've got the dirty laundry and the skeletons in the closet coming out. We've got some reviews to do. And if we've been holding on to something at a codependent level, Venus and Gemini and Mercury retrograde is going to intensify that situation. There is changes. This can be in your value systems, your belief systems. Foundation level, what is coming through is all looking pretty positive. But at the top is the work that we need to do, is the fair base frequencies we have. Psychologically, you psychologically feel in the joint connection that you're being tested. This can be when we get to a space where we're feeling we're cursed. It's like, why does everything always go bad? Oh, just as one's single, the other one's in a coupledom. When the other's single, the other one's in a coupledom. So it's about looking at those and going, okay, how do we manifest this in? Psychologically, you feel somehow this is a karmic test. Both parties are feeling that there is a karmic situation that needs dealing with. You're concerned you're going to lose each other. You value each other. You wish you could go back in time and, have that simplicity. But it's not just about passion. And I keep hearing the War of the Roses. It's not just about passion. This is about, okay, as both parties' needs evolve, can those individuals evolve together? Can we also be detached, similar to Gemini, where we're independent, but also be connected and have these conversations? They're going to be hard conversations. There is going to be misunderstandings, especially what you see in social media, for instance. If you're looking at this person or you're hearing something they're saying, we may unintentionally be misunderstanding and misinterpreting a dynamic. What's that song? They're giving me a song. It's probably because Dawn's in the house. Hi, Dawn. Thanks for your guides. I've got an icebox where my heart used to be. Omaran, but it's not. That's not the song they were showing me. Give your heart a break. Yeah, it's like they're trying to accept a closing. It's like the Last Supper. Yeah, I was getting Eden, the Garden of Eden, the Last Supper, saying goodbye to an old way of being, saying goodbye to the past, personal forgiveness. This was what Divine Masculine was going through. I mean, look at their energy. They've got the Capricorn. They've got the Pluto and Capricorn energy. Now, Pluto currently is in Aquarius, but because of the degree point, we're picking up both. And on the 1st of May, it's going retrograde. So what can this look like? They're thinking, all this stuff from the past is coming to the surface to be dealt with, to be cast out. If they walked away from circumstances, this can be karmics coming out of the woodworks. This can be a karmic cycle that is wrapping up and it's going to need a cleanup. I'm going to pull a clarifier. I don't get a bad thing, though. I do get they know it's there. They know it needs addressing. This can be quite a traditional viewpoint, and some of those things are also in a frequency sense evolving and changing. They're making reference to the moon. So this is family, children. It could be marriages for some, especially if they had been in a karmic connection for 20 years. I mean, it's Pluto and Capricorn. That's wrapping up a cycle, okay? Yeah. If it was a physical marriage, whatever that was, their value systems over the last 20 years, they're really shifting. Okay, I feel like they felt some of the things were dealt with, but something's pulling them backwards to deal with it, to cut something out. So that they were like, okay, well, maybe I was going about this the wrong way. This could have been a plan to exit stage. This could have been a plan to wrap up a cycle, a plan for their future with, and I'm getting marriage with you, okay? Especially because we have this sort of foundation. There's chemistry here. There's connection. There's the energy where you're able to read each other's mind. This is here. This isn't taken. But there is something in the map where they're trying to clean the slate. And they're being pulled back to say, no, you've missed something. You need to address this. This can be within there. You know, they know where they want to go. They're like, right, I want to get in the deep end. I want to get my life back on track. I have goals. I've got aspirations. I'm the king. But they're being told you're going too fast. Slow down. Come back. Look at this. There's something here relating to a previous circumstance and a new circumstance that needs a tidy up. They feel the pressure on their shoulders. This can be society's standards. Okay, they're making reference to a fact that in doing this, in choosing this, they've already chosen what they want. They do know what they want, but there is a method to the, I'm hearing the term method to the madness. Some of them may find out, especially for those more in a karmic relationship, because they could find out that the individual they are with is, oh God, yep, a bit critical. This can also be uncertainty of losing. This could be their health as well. I do feel there's changes around such. Okay, they've got the Lovers here. There's a fight. There is a big fight. They're fighting for you, but they also feel the time frame. It's almost like this cleanup, this plan, this map. They've had a map, okay? They just keep making reference to a map. They've had a map. They've been that. It's almost like universe is saying, you, divine masculine, have made an error. Now, I don't think it's that they've made a mistake or anything like that. This feels they're going to have a revelation psychologically, and it's like, why did I not see that? Now, this could be a problem. This could be a circumstance. Could be a different viewpoint. It is to do with love and conflict, love and war, right? It makes so much sense. I mean, we've got Mars. At the moment, we've got Jupiter in Aries and Chiron in Aries. Jupiter's moving come May. Venus also in the Mercury sign retrograde. Divine feminines and their roles and what they do and how it's impacted you. How you speak, how you act, how you feel. Mars, masculine, really getting into being okay with having feelings and going, okay, I do have feelings and this is not fair and I can't be everything to everyone. And what's the shadow sign of Cancer? It's Capricorn. It's the Pluto. It's like to the detriment of their own health. Health, I'm hearing too. So I hear them speaking to somebody. This could be a professional. This, it could be a therapist. It could be a banker. It could be a lawyer. It feels they're speaking to somebody professional. And they're like, look, these are my concerns. This is what I want addressed. Because what they are wanting is, I'm hearing a severing of pay. It's like severing the situation off, cutting themselves out of the circumstance, but also they are wanting to be fair to all individuals, but it has put their life on hold where they haven't been able to, to move forward, to actually have this physical movement. Their plan and their at a foundation level, their plan at the moment is in relation to divine feminine. You may not see such, but this is. Something financial can be causing issues. I also feel they're trying to keep their cards close to their chest. If they've gone into hiding, don't freak. If they're going into not communicating and thinking, it's better to think before we speak. Mirror that back. Don't get concerned. Sometimes, especially to swing the pendulum in your favor, if the person is moving backwards, you move backwards. And that is going to swing the pendulum in your favor. I'm hearing divine feminine, you're coming up. You want justice. Now, this can come in a myriad of ways. You may feel at a time, depending on, and again, everyone will have a collective ascension process, whatever wave you're in. 20 years odd in the twin flame journey, coaching, I'm seeing patterns coming up, and they're coming back from 2017. Great awakening. I do see some very distorted individuals that are having to face their shadows. The karmic energy does become us becoming a karmic to ourselves, not a physical karmic, but it's almost like when we know better, we do better. I feel at the moment there's a deep privacy. Those that are in communication, especially within the twin flame path, it's almost like it's you're keeping your cards close to your chest within the connection. You're negotiating the terms. You're mulling over the circumstances. You're keeping everyone else in the mix of it out of your plans. Smart move. Smart move. Be selective of who you tell. Be selective of who you're communicating with in that notion. Divine Feminine wants a win-win situation, but you also want justice. I heard justice. I wasn't looking at Libra. It's a misconception that Libra is fair and just, but the North Node's moving. Libra can be Mars in nature too. Libra can be like, what's that? Off with their heads, What movie's that from? What cartoon's that from? Alice in Wonderland, is it? I think it's Alice in Wonderland. It's off with the heads. It's funny because you want a win-win. You want justice. You want balance. You want harmony. You also are trying to be empathetic and understanding towards a circumstance that maybe Divine Masculine is dealing with. Now, it's coming up in your headspace. It could be a belief system you have to do with family, tradition, the reasons why they're doing certain things. You're being faced with that mirror at this point in time. Queen of Swords, Alice. Yes, off with their heads. That's very Libra and an interesting transit, and moving into Mars-related dynamic. You've got to be assertive. You've got to be, and it's not in the negative connotation of Alice in Wonderland. It's more in the connotation of having to make a thought judgment, rationally. Never go shopping hungry. Why? You'll buy more. Honestly, same principle during Mercury retrograde, Venus and Gemini, definitely. I mean, Venus is great because what do we want to do? We want to eat, we want to dine, we want to communicate, we want to connect, we want to go on social media. We're Venusing it. But we will want intellectual stimulation, clarity. And what are we not getting at this point? We're getting clarity, but we're freaking out. Why? Because Mercury is retrograde in a Venus sign. It could be affecting your health and your sleep, and you can't sleep, and you're pondering over it. You're trying to control, but it's taking it out of your control. It's also bringing drastic change, radical change. Now, that can also be behavioral patterns. Like I said, definitely not a good time to be doing substances. You don't want to be doing that. So judgment, you're trying to get balanced. Some of you are having insecurities to do with your image. This can be your feelings, wanting to be attractive, wanting to be beautiful. You've almost got to psychologically picture yourself in that highest form and then just take a step, and the rest sorts itself out. But there seems to be, you want justice, you want balance. Some of you are looking at life and saying, look, I want a traditional relationship. I want something I can depend on. Some of you currently could be in a karmic relationship and be married to that individual. That's why I'm making reference to back in 2017, there was a window portal there. Some of you didn't take that. Others of you, if it has been over the last 20 years, this is a wrap, okay? What do I mean by a wrap? Your ascension process is going to move quicker. So whatever universe feels of a simulation you need to go through, they're going to push you through that. Because they're like, you're having this rebirth. There's been outdated things there, outdated belief systems. If you're seeing the fives, another signature, that ascension process and that shadow work is coming, that you're going to have to face those things. And some of those belief systems are going to kind of waver back and fall away. There's a cycle from the past that's coming up, but you're thinking it's just going to repeat itself. Cycles don't necessarily repeat themselves unless you're making the cake the same way. And even if you are making the cake the same way, the environment, the dynamics, the people are not the same. So you're never going to get the same. All right? There is something to do with the separation coming up here, something to do with there's There's some issues going down with family. This could be your home, your environment. This could be people's opinions. You could be seeing people around you that are very agitated. You could be feeling it's about you. It's not. Could be, but I mean, from this point and standpoint, it's not. Some of you are concerned about twins family for any given reason. You could feel a pending issue piping off. You're trying to tune out of it. Some of you are thinking, look, I know how this is going to go. It's like revisiting a trauma, but you're like, oh, you don't want to tune into it. Like, I'm not getting involved. I'm not getting involved in this circumstance. There's some messiness that it's almost like you can smell it in the air. There's a particular group where these individuals, you don't trust them. You might be acting civil, but you don't trust them. You're listening. I'm hearing the term listening. It's almost like a frequency. You're listening for any falsities. They don't know they're being tested. You're watching. You're definitely watching. You're like, look, I ain't stupid. Once bitten, twice shy. I'll drama be drama, you know, patterns, habits. This can be with your siblings. This could be with, you could see, yeah, definitely the people who you call tribe, you're definitely going to start seeing issues. You're going to see issues with your family members, issues with your tribe. It's going to be an interesting observation. Grab some popcorn. This is sort of like, how would I say it? You're not stupid. You're listening to the intentions, right? You're listening to the intentions. You're protecting yourself. You're protecting what you own. You're protecting, you're not showing your cards. Let me put it that way. You're not showing your cards. You're like, I'm not stupid. I'm watching you. You're listening also to divine masculine, any hints that they're dropping. There could be some conflicts they're dealing with, especially if you've been hearing this for a long time. You're sort of like, you've been talking about it for a long time, much ado about nothing. This could be triggering you, and it's making you think, look, I'm trying to be patient, empathetic, understanding, but this is feeling a little bit like a spiritual test. And I do feel divine feminine is reacting to these circumstances differently. If you're not, you're back in the 2017 energy. That doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're about to go forward very quickly in ways that are unforeseen. Yeah, you're like, look, I'm you're feeling a bit of a porcupine. You're like, is this person not telling me the whole story? Maybe they're really happy. Okay, I'm hearing third time lucky. What the heck does that mean? Third time lucky. You can be looking at a group of people that feel like they're really chirpy, and all of a sudden they're going to do a 180. There's nostalgia here. Some of you are feeling that they're never going to leave this cycle. You're really thinking about how the separation has transformed and changed you. Some of you are feeling this person isn't doing the work. Look, while enabling, yeah, we're basically saying we accept it. You know, you've got to know when empathy is actually enabling. Okay? Empathy can be saying, I understand, look, X, Y, and Z, if you need to do something, it means you're going to lose money. I empathize. You can empathize, but by allowing that to be the status quo forever is not then empathizing, it's enabling. So you've got to know when you're empathizing and when you're enabling, because then you're saying, okay, for the rest of our lives, the way it stands, that's adequate. And Pluto will never let that happen. Pluto will be like, no, that's deadwood, that's rotten, it's got to go. For any of us. Not personal, transit. There's something to do with an ending with a karmic cycle, and you feel something isn't working. You know that it's not working for them. You know the reasons why they're maybe addressing, relating, and dealing with it, but also the separation stage within twin flame path doesn't work. It can't, even though you might say, and this is one example, and this is why when I read comments, it's definitely not personal. It is from coaching, life experience, understanding the twin flame path and living it personally, is that when you say, oh my gosh, I've heard that my masculine has gone into a karmic relationship, like the further into your journey you get, you know that until you wrap this cycle up together, there ain't no permanent relationship. I'm just saying, there's not. Because closure, healing, ascension is all part of that dynamic. It's a contract. It's a spiritual contract. And it's like healing is a non-negotiable. Healing is an absolute requirement. Otherwise, we are effectively becoming our own karmic, right? And we don't want to live in that poor vibration. There is something here that's not working. And this can be if they're testing you and they're like, look, you know, some of you are really frustrated. You're like, no matter what I'm doing, something isn't shifting. What you have to understand is when you are putting the energy and the baton back in their hand, that's when the transformation happens. Don't feel you need to stop living your life. You're like frustrated. You're watching an ascension process. You're watching divine masculine this week, going through a circumstance that you've been through. You want to ask questions, but you're not getting answers. You're not meant to get answers at this point. I am being told, right, from them directly of what you're asking. Those questions are questions for you. What the hell do they mean by that? Okay. Look at the reasons why you need surety in particular areas. There's the obvious thing of going, are we go or are we no? You'll know if it's no. You won't even need to ask because nothing's working. Nothing's harmonizing. There is unity here. Okay. But we also have some shifts on our side of the fence. What are those shifts, please? Uranus and Taurus believe in the impossible. Neptune and Pisces. Okay. Blue moon. Once in a blue moon. I remember saying that years ago. Somebody gave me a reading. I was the psychic. She gave me a reading. And I was delusional. I was the non-psychic that day. I was like, no. It only happens for some people. And, you know, I didn't even know anything about twin flame path back then, even though I was one. And I remember her giving me this reading. She's like, oh, you have... And my notion was soulmate. That was my notion. It was like, yeah, you know, you meet these people once in a lifetime and then, you know, that's it. Not for me. And I did meet somebody. It's not saying that you won't go into a relationship. It's okay. It's not saying that at all. You will. It is saying your healing is inevitable. Your meeting and your communicating is inevitable. It does not go away. You cannot lose that. When the universe believes you guys need to get over yourselves and need to make truce, it comes back. There is celebration here. There is an adjustment we are physically going through, and there are certain things of attachment we have on our side of the fence we're adjusting. We might not want to. We might feel they're non-negotiables. There is an adjustment that is happening between both parties at this point. Now, that adjustment could be you saying, I know what I want. I don't know how it's going to come. I know what I want. I'll state what I want, even if the impossible seems impossible. You can paint that picture and articulate what those things are. You cannot do the work for a person, but they can't do the work for you either. What can that look like? I'm in a karmic relationship. I knew it. I'm in a karmic relationship, but I want them to leave one before I do. You're still going to have to face the shadow of a karmic relationship. Now, that karmic relationship does not need to be a marriage, a physical, intimate relationship. It could be somewhere where you feel safe, but it is codependent and it's outdated. It could be a person, place, or thing. It could be a job. There is an attachment location they're making reference to that you are holding on to, but it's a crumbling foundation. Okay. Hi, love. How are you? You know, Shanice was messaging me all night. Look at this, mum. Look at this, mum. She loves you, mum. She loves you too. Oh, a big hello to AAA's mum. She's the hippest female, I'm telling you. She's going to laugh as she listens to this video. I have told her she's George Clooney in a female's body. She has appeal. Okay, I'm telling you, Pluto's coming. What is that? What is that? Winter's coming. That's what I keep hearing. See, Pluto's coming. It's like, yeah. I don't know. I'm getting an analogy there. I'm getting a feeling. Grandfather Sky, Saturn, you know, Pluto's coming. Yeah, she was saying, she said she had an absolute blast. Let's get into super chat. So I'm going to sum the reading up. Okay, what I'm psychically seeing is divine masculine gets the PDF. There is something going on at the moment. For some, it can be a karmic coming back and they're having to readdress it and cut it out. For some, it can be currently within the dynamic, traditions, values are recropping back up, but it's going to show them the truth of what they really feel. Is there going to be shadow work? Yes. I do feel on divine feminine side, especially for those of you in communication, I do get this vibe. Some of you have had to change a behavior in order to get a different outcome. And I do feel I'm hearing tick the box. That's good. I'm hearing that's actually going to work in your favor. I'm also hearing collectively, can the pendulum swing? Can you shift it from a negative to a positive? Yes. But it does depend on how you play your cards right now. And it's going to have to be quite a tactical way. You may have to challenge your demons to address this, but I definitely feel there is victory. Okay. I do feel there's victory. I do feel there is going to be those individuals coming towards you for renegotiations. You're going to have to be very clear and intentional about what you like and what you don't like and what you can and you can't do, because you can't do everything for love. I truly believe you could do anything for love. And it's not that you don't love the person. There's just certain things that your body won't allow. So what could that be? Having a baby. The older we get, we can't. Many of us. Just an example point, okay? It's not that you can't have children. It's just an example. So there are some things that say, you know, if you couldn't, then does it mean you don't love that person? No, there are things we can. It could be emotional. It could be physical. I can and I can't see myself doing that. Some of us also are going to move. This can be locational. This can be abroad. But many of us are looking at the future. But there's going to need to be a responsibility here, having to look at it from an ascended point of view and not the inner child. There's a time for the inner child. If there's a trigger that's happened most recently, empathy. You're not going to be able to mull through this right now. You need to sit in the vibration, but you cannot lose your twin. So are you okay to feel horrible, disillusioned, hurt, betrayed at that moment? 100%. Come through and grab a coaching session. It can transform. It can shift. Okay, we're going to get into the super chat. So I do feel communication coming in. I'm asking you guys to prepare yourselves moving into May. One download I got was it's going to feel like a year in 1 month, and you're going to feel like it's just going to feel intense. You're going to be glad the month's over. There can be some radical, grand breakthroughs. Those of you that have Scorpio and Taurus in your chart, you really need to be ready. Yeah, clear your houses. Why aren't you clearing your houses? What's going on? Clear your houses. Hello. Okay, so who do we have first? Cosmic Jenny. Okay, you're keeping up at night, are you? Are you having issues sleeping? There's something here to do with your issues just with sleeping. Okay, we've got sleeping, we've got maturity. You're also very intuitive at the moment, so you're picking up on vibrations. You're actually looking at this. You're trying to you don't want to be a victim in a circumstance. So you're trying to observe something. You can be up at night time. You can also be busy doing things that are very creative in nature. You've probably got Cancer in your chart somewhere. There's creativity. There is lack of sleep. But it's also anxiousness. The universe is asking you to step back for a moment and stop doing things, because emotions that are suppressed are going to come up, but they need to, because there's something that's been avoided here in your psyche. And I just get this feeling that you're wanting to have some clarity. I feel, look, I can't say you're not grounded. You do feel something is out of balance. Thanks, Stella. Love you, lady. Yeah, you feel a bit imbalanced. This could be a subject to do with a connection. I do think something's changing quickly. This could also be because of a feeling that you are having. Yeah, you're like, look, you don't want to look at it in the wrong way. You're kind of looking like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to look at it in the wrong way. You do want this connection. But to you, the map at the moment and something that's happening, you do get that there are things to tie up. This could be a divorce. It could be a balancing of contracts and partnerships. I'm hearing the term logistics. This person is planning. This person is getting something ready. This could even be something that they've actually said to you. I think this person's getting impatient as well. Both of you are planning. There is a plan. Your outcome's justice. Look, I'm going to be honest. And I don't really feel you're the fighter, okay? I don't really feel necessarily you're the person that goes in there and goes, right, I'm really angry at you and this. That's not what I'm feeling. But it could be some sort of statement piece that does come up in just a conversation. And this could be very calm, neutral, but they can hear the tone. It's not that you're insecure or jealous of this. You're very how could I say it? You get it, right? You get it. You understand. You get life. There has been a lot of things in your personal life that have shifted. You're trying to be patient and accept the new is coming, okay? And I'm almost saying a veranda, a physical conversation happening. I think they kind of get that they want what you want. Whatever this statement piece is that you make, I do think it's coming through because of an emotion and a frustration. I don't think it's nasty. I think it's just a statement piece. This shifts the dynamic completely, and I think it changes the date. Okay? I hope that lands. I hope you get what I'm saying. Wait for that moment. I'm seeing a veranda. I'm seeing early evening. It doesn't feel too late. It just feels like a summery night. I do feel a conversation that does occur. They could also be going somewhere. I'm seeing a different premises, a different property, doing some work on such. I think they're getting it ready. It almost is like a doomsday prepper. This is how the dynamic feels. So if you find yourself really doing quite a bit to prepare for the future, it is because a new chapter is coming in. But I do feel a conversation piece. Something to do with karmic is coming up. One more card. Could you be feeling attention is given elsewhere and like no cemented plans are coming? Yeah, and I think it could just be a merely statement piece like that. I don't see anything negative here, love. It does feel quite positive. But it's almost like you're feeling, gosh, your circumstance doesn't have to wrap up the way mine did. That was messy. That could be your opinion. Karmic third party's energy on health coming up. This could be getting a bit worse. Yeah, Mercury. This could be getting a bit worse. Usually it's like, yeah, something's wrapping up here. Spanner in the works, I'm hearing, and changes of plans. 2 contracts, a path, a T-section in the road. 2 contracts reviewed. 1 is going to be the outcome, not 2. It's just funny. I'm getting these justice cards almost like marriage. I'm getting these swords cards like, physical justice. I'm noticing also the outcome card has the yin and yang symbol on it. Justice for the twin flames. You may go somewhere at a drop of a hat. This also can be a location. This can be a quick getaway. You might be thinking, how the heck am I going to do that? They're making reference to, this is either astro traveling or the person is talking or using messenger to show you something, or you're physically going there yourself. But there's some sense of preparation. I do feel a conversation. I do feel you express how you feel to do with the future, and it's a renegotiation. Who do we have next? I hope that helps. Giggle. I better chuck that back up on the screen. Let's see, Giggles. Okay, you're going to have a truce. There's a bit of a truce here. Emotions. Individual can have Cancer in their chart. Passion is going to be coming. Close. I just saw the marriage card. Close. You're trying to have blind faith. You know, you do know, but you're like, paint dry. Paint dry. Do you feel baffled at this point in time? You want to go to an island, look at this. You're like, oh, you know when you daydream and you're looking at it and you're like, I want to go to an island. Judgment. I'm hearing, and I think this is on your twin side, she drives me crazy. Yeah. They already made their mind up. They feel they're stupid. And I hate using that word. I do not using that word. It's just an analogy. It's like they feel silly. They're like, they actually find it really hard to be around you because there's too much chemistry. There is a lot of chemistry. They totally get, like, they know they can be unreasonable. They do know. They're not meaning to be. They're not meaning to be. But they have been. Okay? You're like, there's something missing here. If we're not the issue, and you clearly can see that to be so, what's hidden? There's something off here. You're picking up. You're like, no, something off. Are they married? Do they have kids? Is there a bonding contract? Yeah, you're like, okay, so what's the deal here? Well, what's hidden? What's the hang up? What's the problem? Well, great. Then what's the problem? There's something here. There's something of a contract that is a problem. I can't really advise legally, but it could be a legal situation. Did you secretly put a restraining order on them, Gore? And he's like, I didn't tell you, but you put a restraining order on me years ago. I don't know. Let's see. I think they're going to tell you. They're waiting on some communication. You're like, what's going on? They haven't changed their mind. They're like, get over it, Giggle. I haven't changed my mind. It's not about you. It's about me. They're like, I'm faithful. I'm faithful to you. Like, and faithfulness to me is you're not going away. It's not, that hasn't changed. There is communication coming in, but this, you're asking them this question as well. And they're like, I'm going to have a chat about what the hell is going on in Diddley-o and what the holdup is with this situation. They're going to communicate. They're going to tell you what it is. Here, you're kind of like, okay, you tell me all these sweet nothings. It's like a fairy tale, really, right? Or a nursery rhyme. Remember those days when we got sick of nursery rhymes and we're like, they're not real. They're not real. Yeah. Like, I'm not a little girl anymore. You're leveling up. You're kind of saying, what? You're saying your truths. You're just saying your truths. Do you think there is something holding them, and that is the conundrum? You don't think, you don't know what this is? Okay, if they've gone quiet, I feel they're dealing with the karmic close. Do I think they're dealing with it? Yes, I do. Okay, they're going to... Okay, I'm going to pull one more after this because I'm telling you, this just to me looks like choppy behavior. So let's just clarify that it's not like, we're ready. No, we're not. We're ready. Yeah, you're mine. Crickets. Is this what a traditional relationship looks like? And we don't really ever have a traditional relationship. Let's just be perfectly honest. Could you call mine traditional now? You wouldn't call me traditional, would you? Yeah, but the in and out, the the Runaway Bride, the Katy Perry song comes to mind, except it's a masculine, the runner. Yeah. You're hot and you're cold, you're yes and you know. Yeah, you're like, okay, look, you better come to me with no karmic. Right. You have made a statement. This is what I think is going on. You actually know you have nothing to worry about. Why? It's because if this person was having a bed of roses, and if there even is a karmic, okay, if there even is a karmic, they're clearly not happy or they wouldn't be talking to you. So you already have your answer. They already have their answer. They just haven't got on the ship completely to say it's okay to go, I'm not happy in a situation I'm currently in. I can't make the world happy, but I definitely am not happy trying to make the world happy. So if there is a physical karmic, there's no confusion here. There is no confusion. And there also is no revolving door. No. And that's how, by not enabling and saying, I empathize, I understand, I get it. I know where I'm going. I don't know if you're going to be able to get on the train in time, but I do know where I'm going and it ain't going to be going down that road. Not that road. I am trying to bring good juju and karma. I learned from my past. Yes, I have made mistakes. I am human. I do have chemistry and passion with you. I will love you forever and a day. I have told you this many times. You are putting the block, not me. I want this. When you're ready, come on down. Yeah, I'm really committed to you. That's fine. Do you have money-related dynamics? Is there a karmic situation you need to tackle or separate from? You know inevitably you're going to need to. You do have the power. He's got the power to Pluto its situation out. Why? Because they're bored and they know it's dead and gone. But you're like, then what's the deal? There's got to be 50 ways to leave a lover. It's called Be Spock, have no feelings. It sucks to be the bad guy. It does suck, right? This person is going to be ready, but they are going to go through a cycle where they've got to get. So could they be single already? There is a possibility. Could they be getting to a stage where they're feeling almost guilty? Like, I feel there's a showdown. I feel there's a showdown. Their commitment is to you, but they're wrapping up. And you're like, look, I'm not playing this little, it's a little bit like having a person come into your life and they've got a double life. You're like, you're aware of the double life. You're like, no double life. If you're happy over there, I'm so happy for you. But if you're not, like, work it out. I can't do it for you. Are they thinking about you? They do feel that they really do need to sort this out because they definitely feel like you're just going to tell them the same thing. So they've got, you know how you said, have they got the PDF? Giggle down or not, I do think they got the PDF, madam. I don't think they got the PDF. And they're kind of painting this picture of what this beautiful life is going to be with you. But they're definitely feeling as though they can't muck about. They can't. You know, you can have a great life over here. You can be yourself. You can feel happy. I'm not creating new juju. I emphasize and understand. I don't know what you got going over there. I don't even want to know. I just want you to work it out. So that is what they're saying. Do I think you're going to hear from them? 3 hours, 3 days. It's close. It's close. Okay. Sula. What you got, my love? Let's have a look at yours. Okay, get your super chats in. After I finish this read, Giggle can close the super chats down. Okay, we have Sula. You're trying to work through some difficulties. This can either be emotions. You also could be tuning into love interest and that they are going through a circumstance. You're wondering if they're going to be strong enough. These difficulties are going to the past, which is good. You got the 10 of Wands in the past. So there is something wrapping up. There also could be, because we have Mercury retrograde and we've got Pluto retrograde, and there could be some difficulties that we thought were wrapped up, but they actually could come to the forefront again in our mind. Now, this could be fears and traumas that are coming up, or it could directly be a circumstance that needs addressing. You're hoping this person's learnt some karmic lesson. If this is in relationship to an individual, they are unhappy. Okay. I don't know why they're making reference to a situation you were in is a situation they are in. What does that mean? Is Sula in the house? Okay, there's a messy piece here. There's a messy, this could be a messy week. Does it have to be in your life? Not necessarily. This could be psychologically. You're like, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do. I'm feeling quite tense. I feel this for you could possibly be a romantic situation. Your patience is running a bit thin. Okay, I'm seeing it's almost like a zigzag road, and it feels as though if this is a person and them coming towards you, or the path towards you, the path you've led even, it's gone. How do I word it? It kind of hasn't gone the way that was planned. They can go the long way or the short way. Universe is saying that inevitably they're going to have to face this as a non-negotiable. How do I explain that? I feel this person could be either in a karmic cycle or karmic relationship. They don't feel happy. They may move towards you to communicate. This could be an expression of something that they've lived and they're articulating it. You also feel that you're trying to be patient, but you're like, do I have to move forward? Do I have to move forward out of this? I'm telling you, there is somebody who's going to approach you. If you've had this nervous throat chakra stuff coming up, I feel like it's either they're trying to articulate something to you. Look, it's looking positive. It does look positive at a foundation. But at a foundation, you could be saying that this person's going to be stuck. I'm not saying that. That they're saying that is to do with your values and belief systems. This is what they're in. This is what they're walking away from. Feels like a chaotic week. Okay, you might have been thinking about this quite. She probably wants another one. If I know her well enough. Look at this. Intense. What is going on? Look, if this is your energy, you can feel very tense right now, my love, okay? Do I think this could be happening on another person's side as well? Yes. You could have a lot of emotions and frustrations going on. Like, how do I navigate through this? If this hasn't hit yet, I do feel it's coming. So I would say be prepared. Definitely look in your chart and check if you have Aquarius or Scorpio. Yeah, Taurus maybe, but Virgo energy and Gemini. But what am I getting with that? I'm hearing having to put something down, like as in, you know, put it down so that we don't have to address it, so that we don't have to carry it. You're like, okay, look, in your own personal life, I think you're trying to tweak things so that you can have better success. I do feel you've been trying to keep the status quo going. It's been a bit of pressure. I do think you want happiness in your life, balance and love. I do feel you might need to talk to somebody. This could be getting advice from a professional. This could also be maybe journaling down in a journal board about what you're actually trying to co-create. I do feel you could also have a contract that you're addressing. This could be career. You got some tension points, but you do need to simplify. I'm hearing the term simplification, and that way you're going to get the balance of that, okay? But yeah, there's definitely tension. Clear your house, get ready, and that way you can navigate through the week. Okay, who do we have next? Lord. Okay, who do I have next? We have Dawn. Hey, Dawn. I'm a karaoke queen. Could you imagine us at karaoke, Dawn? I could so imagine us at karaoke. Oh, we do have a nickname for Leonix now. We'll have to I don't even know how to spell this name. Let me see. It was so funny. We did some free coaching. So, Raj, yes. Why is that? Why is Leonix Raj? Because she gets Dutch courage. Create. She'll probably kill me. Is that how you spell it? I don't know what season it was on. How is the actor's name? R-A-J. Kutropoli, I think his name. I love that actor. He is so cool. So this is, yeah. There you go. How do you feel special, Leonix? We had some free coaching. We had some situationships going on last week. We have established, in fact, this one does loosen up, like Raja Kutropoli in The Big Bang. Probably in not the most ideal manner, but this is this celebrity's new nickname. It was quite a funny moment. And the members did really jump on board to give a sister a hand during a hard week. So that's one benefit of that. Anyway, so Dawn, definitely have songs coming in this week. Yeah, even with the star signs, when I was channeling, I was like, I just use star signs to communicate the, the star signs. It was just all these songs that came up. It is Mercury, and we've got Venus and Gemini at the moment. So are you having fun, Dawn? Dawn's like, no. Dawn, stop it. Song of the Wild. Okay, so I take it we're going to look at what is the name, the reference, the individual. You're like, is this person going to wrap up? Is this person going to wrap up this cycle? That's what you're thinking. You're like, cycles of life. Okay. I have to say, this cycle at the moment, we could look at Pluto, the dude. That's the one. Oh, I love you guys. You crack me up. You're my therapist, and I didn't even know I needed it. Well, I have all my life, but hey, anyway, that's a different subject. Yeah, so this is Dawn. The hills alive, yeah, with the sound of music. Oh, I hate that. I cannot stand it. Twin plays it to me all the time. It drives me crazy. There was just one part of that show. Anyway, so you have Song of the Wild, which I think is funny because songs and synchronicities could be coming through. You're like, this cycle's never going to end, and it's the same thing. So how do we get a different cycle? We have to bake the cake differently. Even if you feel they're not going to be changing, universe changes us. Why? Pluto going retrograde is pulling the carpet out from under us, especially if we've been fixated, like everything's stable. I'm hearing the term the floor is lava, right? We'll probably see that in the news too. Is because Pluto moves things that aren't stable. Learning Tarapeza. Is that how you say it? You may feel this person is quite set. This is it, and this is the way it's going to go. With this particular energy, especially because I know there's zodiac, there's a lot to do with psychology coming up here for this person, but yours also, spiritually, because of the process that you're going through. You're like, look, I'm trying to keep out of trouble. You're like, maybe listen to music to raise your vibration. You're like, am I being silly? People are telling me I'm being silly. What am I doing with this situation? Well, not much until this person can do something. Observing a bad cycle. Having the best life. Observing another person's bad cycle. Yeah, because like you learn, right? Yeah. Okay, what's happening with this individual, please? What does Dawn need to know? Are they going to Jupiter their way up the ladder? They're scared of you. They're scared of you, Dawn. Oh, mate, you've put them in a pickle. You're going to put them in a pickle this week. Something in you is shifting. You're like, look, and detachment is always the key. And it sounds kind of counterproductive. But when you're detached, you start making decisions for yourself. When you make decisions for yourself, what happens? Blasts from the past come back. They're like, now I have to deal with my courage. Now I have to deal with what I'm going to do. Did I think Dawn was going to be on the, like Humpty Dumpty sitting on the wall forever? Did I think this person was just going to sit here and watch me? No? Okay. So why do they move? Is because when we're in stagnation, we are enabling a stagnation. When we start making conscious choices for ourselves to do with our life and the things, so the projection is the reflection. You're thinking they're stagnant. You're like, they will never change. And so the question is, in your life, where do you feel you have wanted to make a change, but due to them, you didn't? Was it going on holiday? Was it living in a different environment? Was it shifting careers? Was it doing the things that even if masculine says no, you're single? Being fancy free and having fun. What would that look like? So you have been the good girl. Oh, there you go, Dawn. You're bloody gods. Go and listen to Carrie Underwood, Good Girl. Okay? I love her. I love her country and western songs. Do you know the lyrics of that song? Okay. Do good girls win? Yes, but no. Good girl. I have a message, I can guarantee you. Carrie Underwood. Lyrics. Okay. Hey, good girl. With your head in the clouds, I bet I can tell you what you're thinking about. Yeah, the 5D, the best, the highest octane. You'll see a good boy, you see a good boy, and they're going to give you the world, but he's going to leave you crying with your head in the dirt. Okay, so it's tempting. It's tempting. So, what is it saying? Like, Carrie Underwood has an interesting way of, if we're nice and the yes sir, no sir, do you get more? We get more with honey. And what's that saying, Giggle? You get more if you can speak ascendantly and you speak in but delaying and being untruth. It's like if somebody's rude to you, you can say, look, you can't speak to me that way. And they'll go, no. I'm just saying that's not going to work with me. That is a non-negotiable. This person is scared of losing you, but you're scared of losing them. But you can't lose something that is truly yours. It will always be with you. And, sometimes the fears of losing each other can show the true value. So by you being busy, this person being busy, them not projecting at you, you have time to ferment on that process and to think about those things. And then you won't be so protective, right? Are they worried about money? Yes, they're worried about money. Why are they afraid? Yeah, probably because of money, but then you make wiser moves going forward, don't you? What I'm saying here is this person is freaking out and feeling that you're getting frustrated. They know that you're getting frustrated. They also feel frustrated as well. They feel silly. They are hoping you are going to stay in the status quo. They also know you're not going to stay in the status quo. They are getting worried. They are feeling insecure and they are feeling you are moving forward. This is causing them to maybe get to a point where they will communicate, have to relook at their plan, and to level up and to be the king, okay? If you shift your energy onto you and you start making statements of, even if I ask, for instance, yeah, I was looking at, where do you live at the moment, Dawn? Don't tell me. We don't want you stalked. A different state, a holiday, a getaway. I'm telling you, they have this feeling you're pulling back. I actually think it's a positive thing. There is a message in that song for you. Go and listen to your message in a bottle. Good girls don't always win. Good girls who do good things for themselves do. It's like, what is going to make me happy? When you're happy, what happens? You glow and people are attracted to you. What takes you to that higher level? You're going to have a lot of people coming at you this month, Dawn. You're going to have to keep your P's and Q's about it. But we did sign up for it. That's why we attracted it, because what we attract is what we believe. So when we're doormats, we believe we're doormats. We actually did. We are learning. All of us are here in this realm to learn. So what we attract, I was saying it to a beautiful soul friend of mine the other day. They were like, I can't tell that person this because it's mean. And I went, would you do that? Like, would you do that in your own life, in your own community? No. I said, then you're actually enabling and you're saying it's okay. So sometimes we empathize and understand. And it's like, we know if we wouldn't do it, then why are we allowing another person to do it by enabling that person? Does that make sense? I literally heard little genie in a bottle today. Yeah. Okay, so Buffalo Soldier, what are those things that you need to let down that are keeping you away from your dream life? Message in the bottle for Dawn. Dawn Scorpio, let's get a move on or Giggle will be going to sleep. Dawn Scorpio. Is Don Scorpio in the house? Would Don Scorpio like to ask a question, or I'm going to read what the cards bring. Otherwise, feel free to always, during your super chats, I think it's to do with TF, if I remember back to PayPal. Ooh, okay. Whatever you've got going on, it's got a good outcome. Whatever these drastic changes are, something in the ethers surrounding you, that's okay, Dawn. It doesn't look bad, hun. It looks like it will pan out. Okay, there could be a contract or a direct romantic situation, and you're like, look, I'm just rationally trying to look at this. There is a messy situation. It feels that it's moving very fast. It's moving very fast. You're critically looking at it. You're like, I need to know what I'm getting into here. What am I buying into? You could hear some gossip. Some gossip could be coming through to you. This could give you a glimmer of hope. I just get this feeling that something is going to, it's almost like it's quick. This is quick. This could be in the first 1 to 2 weeks of May. It's quick. Well, you might have to jump on a situation. You could hear, you might be going to, I just keep seeing, the way they're painting it to me, it's like you're starting to move your life down a particular road, but you have to veer left. It's like, okay, that path, not relevant, not for me. That's the way I'm going. And it feels quick. You'll get your outcome card is the Star. You've definitely got the 10 of Cups here, and you got the Hang. There's some challenges that you're going to have to move through for this. This could be to do with family and tribe. This could be to do with location, burdens, or things that you're going to have to take on in order to get this Star. It's like, okay, well, I'm having a dinner party, but I'm going to spend 8 hours cooking. You know, something like that. But there's some catch-22 here. I think you're aware of what those areas are. Is this, is it a financial entanglement? Is it like kids? Is it, there's something, okay? There's something there that is like, it's a little bit like Coyote Ugly, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's like, it's got a bit of everything. Which one could say that's quite good, but I mean, there's a catch-22 here. You are going to have your celebration, but there's something that you may need to tackle. If you're going to a friend's wedding or a celebration of something, they're saying around that time, they're setting a date. This feels, this could pop off around that time, or a few weeks after, 3 weeks after. You could hit, yeah, it could be an engagement, celebration. This could be just an announcement, and then bang, you have movement. You have some very interesting energy coming up in this read. The Star is coming to you. There's going to be a request. You could hear some gossip. This can be from love. You may have started walking down a path, but you might have to dump something. It's almost like you painted your life. You're like, this is it, even though you might be dreaming about the one thing that you truly really want. And then as soon as it comes up, it's almost like you're asked to turn in a different direction. It could be a little bit messy, but they're saying you're just going to have to go through the tunnel. Be careful of contracts at this point. They're saying keep your options open. Change is here. The entire chat disappeared. I can still see it. Don't know. It is Mercury retrograde. Anything's possible. I don't know. Mercury is a microwave. That's 100. Well, okay, who do we have now? Kerry. Let's see what's coming up. Kerry is out and about today. Let's see what's coming up for Kerry. Okay, this is really interesting. Let's pull a astrology card. I feel the individual you're tuning into is not having hunky-dory time. Okay, they're having a very difficult time at this point. There could also be something around career that you're looking at for yourself. You're having faith in the process. This could be coming up near the Scorpio moon. You're still going through personal changes. This can also be emotionally. So I'm thinking you can have equal parts. It's a little bit like a recipe. It's equal parts of ups and downs, but it's consistently like that, okay? So this moon phase, I do see there's a sudden change coming. This can be your dreams from the past coming back. I do feel you also could hear some gossip. You're actually psychologically, it's almost like you're manifesting, but at the same time, unconsciously, what you don't know that you're doing is you're looking at the pros and cons, like love, drama, behavior, ability to change. Like you're unpacking and you're compartmentalizing. And you're like, do both exist? Yes, they do. In a different recipe, you get a different cake. You're like, in a way, you're saying you're not ready for a commitment, but universe is like, that's what you think. Oh, that cracks me up. Yeah, it's like, that's what you think. So this is like, I don't really want a relationship. I'm healing. I'm done. It's good. I just still have feelings. It's maybe. And then it's like, you're closer than you think. So universe tells you when you're ready. You're like, no, no. Yeah, you're wanting to you still are, through your spiritual energy, through your growth as you and a person, you are going to make good, healthy, rational choices. You are going to do things in moderation. You're not going to jump in the deep end. You will need to be vulnerable, okay? You will make mistakes, but you have learned a lot about yourself. Okay, for the first, I would say till this eclipse, your emotions and intuition and vibration can be heightened because it is to do with the previous eclipse that we had. Be careful of overindulgence. It can bring about emotions and psychic attacks. Okay, this person has been obsessing. Oh, okay, this person's been obsessing about you. A fiery climax approaches. I'm feeling, look, we've got two of the moon energies. We've got moon all up here, achieving your goal. I'm telling you, something between these two cycles is really major for you, and it is to do with the moon cycles. There is a big shake-up, okay? I would say get prepared for the unexpected. I would say what you think something is, hurry up and unpack what it is psychologically, because I do actually feel something's coming to your door. Some sense of a shift, and you're like, I'm not really ready for a relationship. That's when you're going to get it. Yeah, no? Okay, Leo next. Let's have a look at yours. What do you want to know, my love? It's almost bloody lunchtime. Shit. I'll pre-record the twin flame next. And then we just do super chats. Have a chat, do super chats, just a bit quicker. Otherwise, it's like a double whammy. I mean, look at the time. We have the eclipse update coming soon, so go click the bell for that. It's more going to be maybe tarot. Why is he silent? Change. Trying to deal with things. This feels emotional. Reflective, emotional. Be comfortable with the silence. Don't fight it. Tell yourself a different story in the silence. Tell yourself, is silence bad? If you create and associate a PTSD to a silence, every time it's silent, you're going to panic. So what you're needing to do is transform it into something positive. This person is thinking about me. This person is resisting me. Why are they resisting me? A cycle is changing. A cycle is shifting. Are they not attracted to me? Don't push. Sit with it. Have faith in yourself. It's asking you to build your confidence. It's asking you to know who you are. You know, because what will cause this emotion, you're fighting your head with it. You're trying to get a zip tie, right? You're trying to find a zip and you're like, I need a zip. I need a zip. Now, the two things that won't work is this. Where is it? These are the two things that won't help. Because in Venus and Veritas, inevitably, you're probably going to drunk text and, you know, it could get a little bit messy, right? Because there is a temptation here to speak your mind. But it won't be mind. It'll be emotions. Because what is the moon? The moon is emotion. The moon is in Cancer. No, where is the moon today? Giggle look today. It's heading towards Libra sign. That'll be an interesting one because the shadow sign of Libra is Aries. What the cards are showing me here is you are getting a bit agitated, okay? I'm trying to stay in my end all meditating. Meditating no good at the eclipse, though. Don't do it then. So you're trying to get into your Zen place. You're having this conversation with your head and you're like, I am not going to do that. I know what I want to do. I'm not going to do that. Oh, keeping here is going to freak it out, especially in the Virgo energy with moon, because we're going to be critical. We're going to be psychoanalyzing and dissecting. What did that mean? What did that mean? What was the tone? What was the smell? Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe that's why, because it's emotion, right? Good for creativity. Good for cleaning your house. I love it. Vengeful. Okay, we've got vengefulness. We've got things that look. I think this person's just run down. I do think if you remain in the silence and you give it a little bit of a window, you can chuck a text message. Not yet. I do think you're going to hear, but it's pushing you and forcing you to have some faith. Okay? Yeah, on the 2nd. I think that's the day I'm doing the bloody Scorpio eclipse. That'll be interesting. Okay, what they're saying here is you are aware of certain circumstances that will need to be addressed regardless of how you proceed forward. And they know this too. And so it's a risk assessment. It's like, you know what we're going to have to deal with? Accommodation. That's what I've got here. And it's like, and they're sort of going, how they're trying to work it out. They do feel very perplexed by it. And they're like, that we will have to address. We will have to address it. We can pretend, you know, yes, there's a connection here, but there's also a burden associated to location. What is the suggestion for both parties here? There's trust issues that are coming up as well. So how many days away is that, Giggle? I said about 3 days for you, right? About 3 days. Okay, so a climax is coming in that area. Why? Is because the eclipse is landing in your 4th house. I told you, home. There's something to do with home and tribe. It's coming to a climax. Something is shifting. This could be to do with our feelings and our children. And don't fight. Fight for the right reasons. Talk about the right things. Address it correctly. I don't get a negative vibe, but what they are thinking about is positive things to do with you. I also do get this feeling that they're thinking about the future, but they're thinking of the analytics. And so if they're holding back from you, it's because they're not just looking at the Cinderella story, they're looking at the reality of how that would analytically work. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Raj. I love that. So even Google called you Raj. Look at that. You're on the Raj. I love you, lady. Second would be the 4th day. Yeah. Oh, then you'll probably get a midnight phone call. Oh, goodness. You probably get a midnight hour phone call. Okay. Hey. What do you want to know, girl? Okay, 1 general and 1 love. Okay, I'll pull 3 for each. Better make it punchy. How many do we have? And then we've got Char, Stella. Okay, 3 and 3. So we have, okay, when it comes to career, you're trying to be rational, right? You are trying to be rational. You are looking at it and you're like, I just want to, there's concerns, but you're kind of thinking that, okay, so you're trying to be grounded in this. You're trying to be really realistic. There is something to do with the past that is coming back to be addressed. Now, could this be individuals' shady behavior? Yes. Could this be the past? Yes. So there are emotions to do with this cycle going to repeat. I think it could get quite intense. You're like, there's a delay. There's a delay here. You know there's going to be a change. You have a feeling that there is going to be a change. But you also feel some individuals can be a little bit vengeful. So you're very wary of this. This is making you feel a little bit scattered because you feel confused whether it's going to be a positive or a negative. They're not making reference at this point if it is or isn't, but you feel unfamiliar in this environment. You do feel it's gone, but you're wondering how that's going to impact the future moving forward. They're asking you to be, let people bring themselves undone. Be realistic. Just be really realistic with it. They're making reference to, could there be a meeting? There could be. You will need to be very grounded, fact-based. People are jealous of you. But I do feel you're going to have the information. I feel that's more going to come towards, I think a week. Even though it's during Mercury retrograde, I'm getting a week. Now, love. Again, you're being rational, right? There is chemistry and passion, but I also feel things can get a little bit messy because you're going to have some people coming out of the woodworks. That's what they're saying. This is more than one individual. This is more, and you're going to be like, what do I do now? What do I do now? What is that? You also may have choices that you emotionally are making. Here's another message that they're giving me, is that some of the choices that you are also making in your personal life, you're wondering how they're going to directly impact you should it be in a relationship. Does that make sense? Because we've got the free spirit energy here, but we also have a chemistry and a connection. And there's other things that you're manifesting in during this time, but you're kind of thinking to yourself, okay, is that going to affect the dynamic? Will it enhance it? Will it cause conflict and jealousy? You're also being very careful about who you're sharing some of those exciting new chapters with. Do I feel that there is more than one party that is liking you? Yes, I do. Okay. I want you to be very careful at the moment because the surrounding, be careful, just observe. Be very observant. There's more than one person. Okay. There's more than one. There's more than two. I'm telling you, there's more than two. You might be surprised. There's more than two there. Karmic's watching you as well. Just saying. Okay. Cha! Hope that helps. Say hello to Ma. Tell her hi. George Clooney in a woman's body. She's such a cool lady. I love her. You got a cool mum. My twin's going to kill me today. He's like, I thought we were going out. You're going to pass and see this person. I feel, Char, you're going to be driving and you're going to see your twin. Oh, this is funny. You're like, I don't know why I'm getting this sad, sappy song on the radio. The song doesn't have to be that it is physically playing on the radio. It could just be the vibration that they're showing me through a song. It is a Rihanna song. I don't want to do this anymore. Is that the Unfaithful song? God, I used to listen to that song. Okay, and yeah, look at this in the past, reflecting on the past. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, so I see you driving and it's just one of those days, okay? It's just one of those days. I literally see that you see this person in a car, okay? And you're like, or it's vice versa, but I actually think it's you. You could get a little bit paranoid in driving the streets, and it could be, okay, well, if I go down that road, I might accidentally see this person. There is, I think, spiritually, there could be a bit of an emotional bump, right? There's an emotional bump. Feels emotional. Your guides speak to me really interestingly. Sometimes there is, and this could be something just dull because honestly, it could be something you've thought of many times. You still are in the question mark in your mind of, were you supposed to say something? Okay. This has come up so many times for you. And I don't know whether it's a text message, a white flag, a red flag, something that you need to communicate. It's almost like something hasn't closed the cycle. Yeah. Something hasn't closed the cycle. Okay, you're also feeling that due to the circumstances that they're not going to want to communicate with you because of pride. You're also wondering if they're single, and I'm getting they are actually single. Do you believe, you literally believe that they are not going to come towards you? You feel like they are coming through to you on the ether saying, you need to communicate with me to tell me that you're okay to communicate, okay? Because it's almost like both parties here are at a standoff, and you literally spiritually do not believe this person is going to approach you. I do think that could be causing a blockage because you're kind of looking at it going, if it was me, I wouldn't want to approach a person if I hurt them. Turn it around and just say to yourself, look, you have been patient. They can be patient as long as they want. There is going to be a balance and a truth. Even though there was some shady BS, I still think this person is going to communicate with you. I do see a potential of you seeing them in a car. And I don't know why I was getting the sad song, but I definitely feel that sad song is bringing some emotions up. It could be a vibration that you move through in the first week of May. I see you got this. This feels like going to a shopping center. This could be, some big store as well, going to a big store. I also see you getting a letter. But this feels a professional letter. Feels something. Yeah, like a bill or something like that. It just feels government letter or something like that. Oh my goodness, Char, stop saying it. Okay, are you saying, oh yeah, by the time I get married, I'll be ancient? You got to stop doing that. Stop doing that, lady. It's not cool. Char, turn it around. This is how this person feels, not me. This is how this person feels. This person feels left out in the cold. Okay? Not you. I don't want to do it anymore. And you definitely don't feel, I mean, hell would have to freeze over in a towel moment for them to come towards you. Not true. Not true. Pride cometh before a fall. Christmas in July. They're telling me July. They're telling me July. Why? I don't know. This could be that they have Cancer in their chart, or it could be near the Pluto moon. But especially if you're thinking forward tense. See? Toxic. Clear your chi. Especially if you've had juju relating to the karmic. Who's the next person? Stella, what is going on? This is stagnation here. Chat, I literally do feel if you change and shift your perspective, I do feel this person's very close to contacting, okay? I think you guys are going to be thrown together where you just chance meetings, chance sightings. I definitely do feel gossip. If you are out and about a bunch of people, they could be telling you things. Whatever pops up, surprise you. Surprise you. There's stagnation here. You would like a holiday. It's okay, Char. You want a holiday, right? You're like, I want a holiday. I just want something, right? I don't think you're complaining. Stella, you're not the complaining type. You're really not. A lot of tension, okay? There is almost this feeling of longing. I think it's between you and TF. This person's like really like, come here, come here. There is almost a pull. I get this feeling that, I do think you can hear some gossip, okay? You could have an inkling that there is a pending maybe divorce. Yeah, I have fun with that, Stella, especially with Pluto. It might be quiet now, but it won't be for long. It's going to get busy, Stella. You're going to be tired by the end of it. I do feel there could be something that you are, it's almost like you're tuning into it, is that there, you know, and when you get that signal psychically, sometimes when you get the psychic download, it's almost like you ignore it because you're like, that's wishful thinking. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I feel you're getting a psychic download and an intuitive feeling towards some major situation that's happening with TF and the karmic third party, but you're just like, that's wishful thinking. It's not going to happen. They're always going to be there. And I actually do feel you could get some information about this. This person also may want to travel. This person also may want to come to your side, but they're concerned as other people around them will see the chemistry between the two of you, and it makes them concerned. Yeah. I do feel they've spoken to a family member. This could have been in relation to their commitment. There also could be some information towards June, July, August for travel, you or them. It's stirring the karmic up. The karmic is getting stressed. They're not getting on. They're definitely not getting on. But they're making reference to travel. Two people seeing each other, two different times they're making reference to, and potential gossip. You are also worried. You're keeping your cards close to your chest. This could also be at work. It's like not telling anyone, private things that are happening in your life. The conflict also that you are enduring now will be for good reason. It won't be for bad reasons. It will be for good reasons. It's like you're being a fighter. You're addressing things. You're having, it's almost like people are turning in towards you. Whatever steps you're taking, it is going to be for the better. Yeah, but I also see them traveling. So it may be you go first and then the next one is them. But then there's definitely going to be an upheaval. Something to do with the karmic is coming through and gossip. And there's also on your side of the fence, lots of changes happening there too. Okay. Hi, sweet. How you doing, Lois? Can you imagine Giggle's probably like, I'm going to bed now. Adios. I don't even know what time it is over there. It's probably 11 o'clock at night. That's okay. Any money? Yes, I do. I feel it's money coming by. I would say I'm feeling yes. It's coming in increments, Stella. Definitely, I would say after the first week. It's trickling in. It's shifting. There could be a big debt you pay, but it's trickling in. But the other party is also changes happening on their side, if you get my gist. At home. Lois. Whatever comes up. Let's see, Lois. I just keep saying a veranda. Is it your veranda, Lois? You got partnership coming up. That'll be right. You're like, bloody where, Yildiz? Well, people do like you, Lois. Look, with your twin, you literally feel like it will get messy for them to leave their connection. You do truly, truly value them. You love them to the moon and back. Like, there's no question of that whatsoever. You empathize and understand. You do feel at times that they're very, very traditional. You know, there are offers here of partnerships, but you're kind of looking at it and you're weighing the pros and cons. You're like, look, is Matiev going to leave the karmic relationship? You're like, a tower would have to happen for that to occur. They're thinking the same thing. They're like, you know what? I'm getting older. They astro travel to your home. They like, I don't know, there's a plant in your garden. I can hear insects. I can hear birds. There's an aroma that comes off your garden. This could be a tree. It could be a flower coming off the tree. It's very aromatic, but there's a feeling of peace in the environment. When they astro travel, they actually picture how peaceful and zen their life would be with you. You know, it's really strange because they're making reference to the end of the world as we know it. I mean, it could be the song, it could be a reference in the song. They want to grow old with you. They, if that was to come, they're saying they would be there with bells on. Like they would turn up. That's what they feel. Through that one. They know they didn't in the past, but this is what they will do moving forward. God, you've got a busy schedule ahead of you this month. It's going to, yeah, busy schedule. Somebody could be giving you some information about your twin. Could be somebody that does have, like, I don't think they'll lie to you. I do think they have ulterior motives, but I do feel they actually like you quite a bit. But there could be some gossip. I don't think they would manipulate the fact. I don't get that at all. You're doing some changes around the home. If they have been put on the back burner, you may find that, you know, you get back on it again. The individual that's helping you may have had some issues with the renovation. That's what I'm hearing, renovation. Yeah, there's a remapping, it looks like maps, plans. TF's like, you don't expect much of me. You need to expect more. Because you're sort of like, I get it, it's okay, I totally understand. That's how it's coming through in the 5D. And they're like, no, you need to request more of me. Let me help you. Let me show you. You have moments of feeling down. You're very selective. Look, I do think there's some offers here. I do feel these offers that are coming in, you're kind of thinking to yourself, look, some of them could be good offers. You just have this inkling feeling that there's something going down with karmic third party at the moment. That can be health related. I just feel there's some shift here. I don't know if this has been manifested. Not that I'm saying we can just go out and go, hey, by the way, I wish you sick. No, I don't get that vibe at all. I just get, it's like intuitively you're picking up on something. Because I feel you're quite detached in it. You have unconditional love. You do have that unconditional love. You're like, I know this person, we're spiritually connected. They're doing them. I'm doing me. There are some offers. You're open to life. You know, you are really, with the people around you, the people that you pull in around you, you are really in that Zen space. They even like your environment. Even on the 5D, TF is liking your environment. They're very psychic in nature. One of your children can be a bit moody right now. They can be a little bit grumpy and stroppy. I just get there's something shifting here. And I do feel it's on TF's side. This could be a relative that's unwell. It could be the karmic that's unwell. It feels like something. It's almost like if your intuition is saying don't go into a connection yet, just trust it. Because I get that there are pieces of this puzzle moving around, but I also feel gossip is going to aid that. So it might be that you have this instinct, but then some information comes in and you're like, okay, well, at least I'm not crazy and I know I got confirmation. Now I can make a personal decision about how I'm going to navigate it. Also, anything that you're feeling is off, get it checked. That's for you, Lois. So make sure to look after your wellness. Double check it. Don't get run down. I see some bright things. I see some exciting things. I do see some offers. You also could have some mini gifts coming in. This could be some lottery wins or something like that. Love and light. I will go and cleanse my space. The next one, fingers crossed, will be pre-recorded. And then we'll just schedule the super chat so that people can have a bit of a chat. The next super chat, it's in the dark and it's just super chat, no hogwash and chit chat. It's private and it's in the members. So if you want to come through and join us, feel free. Thank you very much, Giggle. Big shout out to Leo Nix with her Raj, and I'll see you next week.